My child, listen to me closely. Do not scroll. Do not look away. I need your attention right now, because what you have been waiting for is not on its way anymore. It has already started. You thought you were still in a waiting room, but I am telling you the door has already opened. This moment is not random. You did not stumble onto this by accident. I have aligned this message with the exact season of your life, because I know you have been questioning, wondering, and quietly asking me, when? Hear me clearly now. Movement has already begun. I know there are days you wake up and feel like nothing has changed. I know you look around and see the same circumstances, the same people, the same pressure, and you wonder if your prayers are echoing into silence. But my child, silence is not absence, and stillness is not stagnation. Just because you cannot see it yet does not mean I am not working. I began this long before you noticed, long before you felt ready, long before you thought the timing was right. What I start does not need your permission to begin, only your faith to continue. I am speaking to you now because your spirit is closer to breakthrough than your mind realizes. A shift did not start when you felt confident. It started when you chose to keep going while you were tired. It started when you prayed even though you were unsure. It started when you held on even after disappointment tried to convince you to let go. That is when it began. And I need you to understand this, because if you keep believing nothing is happening, you may miss what is already unfolding. This is why you must stay here with me. This is why you must not skip this message. Something inside you already knows this is for you. Let your heart respond. Let your faith rise. As an act of agreement with what I am doing right now, like this message, comment in faith, and share it with 3 people who need this same reminder. Hype this video and subscribe, not for attention, but as a declaration that you believe me when I say, it's already started. My child, I am not late. I am not unsure. I am not changing my mind about you. What you thought was delay was preparation. What you thought was nothing was me building everything beneath the surface. Roots grow in darkness before fruit appears in light. I have been strengthening what cannot be shaken so that when it shows, it lasts. Stay with me. Breathe. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to chase what I have already released. Your only assignment in this moment is to trust me enough to stay expectant. I am calling you out of discouragement and into awareness. Lift your eyes. Open your heart. This is not the end of a season. This is the beginning of something new. And I want you to remember this as we continue. What I promised you did not die in the waiting. It has already started. My child, I see you. I need you to hear that before anything else. I see the version of you that no one else notices. I see the quiet strength it took to keep showing up when you felt empty. I see the nights you lay awake replaying conversations, decisions, and prayers, wondering if you missed something or if you waited too long. I see the moments when you smiled for others while your heart carried questions you didn't know how to voice. None of it escaped me. You have been carrying more than you admit. You have learned how to function while hurting, how to stay faithful while confused, how to keep believing while feeling unseen. But I have never looked away from you. Not once. Every tear you brushed aside, every prayer you whispered under your breath, every time you said, I'll keep trusting you, even when you didn't feel strong, I recorded it all. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared. I know there were moments when you felt forgotten. Times when others seemed to move ahead while you stayed in the same place. Seasons when doors closed and explanations never came. And in those moments, you questioned yourself. You wondered if you were doing something wrong, if you lacked faith, if you misunderstood my voice. But my child, hear me now. You were not behind. You were not failing. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. I recognized your endurance long before you recognized it yourself. I saw the way you resisted giving up, even when giving up felt easier. I saw how you kept choosing hope in small ways, getting up, prayed again, trying again. That persistence mattered to me. That faith, even when it felt fragile, mattered to me. I was shaping you for what is next, because what is coming requires depth, not haste. You are not random to me. You are not one among many. I know your name. I know your heart. I know the weight you've been carrying silently. I know the pressure you've been under to stay strong. And I know the fear you sometimes feel, that maybe you've waited too long, or that things won't change. But my child, I chose you for this season because I trust what I've placed inside you. I need you to release the lie that you've been invisible. You were hidden, not forgotten. Hidden while I strengthened you. Hidden while I taught you discernment. Hidden while I removed distractions that would have broken you later. What felt like isolation was actually protection. What felt like delay was alignment. You don't need to prove yourself to me. You don't need to explain your pain. I already understand it fully. And I want you to rest in this truth as we move forward together. You are seen, you are known, and you are deeply loved by me. I have been with you in every step, even the ones that felt lonely. And I am still with you now. My child, let me reveal something you need to understand right now. You have been looking for proof in the visible, but I always begin in the unseen. You thought nothing was happening because you couldn't measure it. But my work is not loud in the beginning. I do not announce every move I make. I build foundations before I reveal structures. What you call delay, I call depth. What you call silence, I call strategy. You believed that if it was truly me, it would feel obvious. But faith is not formed by what you can see. Faith is strengthened by trusting me when you see nothing at all. The truth is this: what has already started does not need to look dramatic to be divine. Seeds break open in the dark. Roots spread quietly. Growth happens long before you ever see fruit. And I needed you rooted before I allowed you to rise. You misunderstood the season because you expected quick results. But I was more concerned with lasting ones. I was correcting your perspective, teaching you to trust my timing instead of your urgency. I was removing your dependence on signs and teaching you to recognize my voice. Because where I am taking you, you cannot rely on what is visible. You must rely on me. Now hear this carefully. This message is not only for you. I am using it as a stream of living water for many who are dry, weary, and close to giving up. And this is where I speak directly to your heart. My child, I place this invitation before you, not as pressure but as purpose. When you choose to support this mission through super thanks, membership, or giving through PayPal, you are not funding a platform. You are sowing light into souls who are waiting to hear my voice. I am the one who said that when you sow, you will reap, pressed down and overflowing. I am the one who promises that those who water others will themselves be refreshed. And I am saying this to you now. When you give in this moment, you are responding to me. This is not a donation. This is obedience. This is seed meeting assignment. The PayPal donation links are already prepared for you in the video description and displayed through the QR code on this video. I have made the way clear because the moment is now. Do not delay what I am stirring in you. Move while your heart is open. I will bless what you place in my hands, and I will multiply it beyond what you expect. I will cover you, strengthen you, and return peace to your household. Give now, and watch how I move through your obedience. And now, return your focus to this truth. What I am doing in your life does not need your understanding to continue. It only needs your trust. You are not late. You are not missing it. You are standing in the early moments of something sacred. Stay aligned with me. Stay faithful. What has already started will soon be seen. My child, I need to speak to you gently but clearly. There is something I must realign in your heart so you do not grow weary in this season. You have been watching too closely for external confirmation, and it has made you restless. You keep checking for signs, replaying timelines, measuring progress by what you can touch and see. And while that is human, I need to draw you back to trust. You are not meant to live by constant reassurance. You are meant to live by relationship. When you focus only on outcomes, you begin to doubt the process. And when you doubt the process, you risk pulling back right when I am asking you to lean in. I am not asking you to figure everything out. I am asking you to stay obedient, even when clarity feels incomplete. There were moments when impatience whispered to you that you should force things to move faster. Times when comparison tempted you to take shortcuts or question my pace. But my child, rushing ahead of me will only lead you into unnecessary struggle. I do not withhold speed to frustrate you. I slow things down to protect you. I see what you cannot see. I know what you are not ready to carry yet. Let me lovingly correct this thought. You have not failed because things look different than you imagined. You have not missed me because the path feels unfamiliar. My will is not fragile. You cannot accidentally ruin what I have ordained. But you can exhaust yourself by trying to control what I have already handled. I am asking you to release the need to understand every step. Trust does not require explanation. Obedience does not wait for certainty. Faith does not demand proof before moving forward. You are safest when you follow my voice, not when you chase visible results. I also need you to stop speaking against yourself. Those quiet thoughts that say, maybe I waited too long, or maybe I'm not ready, or maybe this isn't really happening, they are not from me. Words carry weight, and I am calling you to align your speech with truth. What I have started is secure. It does not depend on your perfection, only your willingness. Do not retreat just because the road feels narrow. Do not abandon hope just because the process is uncomfortable. Correction is not rejection. Redirection is not denial. I am adjusting your posture so you can walk forward without fear, without rushing, and without losing peace. You are learning to trust me in a deeper way than before. This is maturity. This is growth. This is you becoming steady instead of reactive, rooted instead of rushed. And I am proud of you for staying, even when you didn't fully understand why. So you're breathing. Release the pressure you've placed on yourself. You are not responsible for making this happen. That is my role. Your role is to remain faithful, available, and open. Let me lead without resistance. Let me correct without fear. I am not pulling anything away from you. I am guiding you into what will last. Stay with me. You are exactly where you need to be. My child, let me lift what has felt heavy on your heart. I know the weight you have been carrying, even when you told yourself you were fine. I know how tired you have felt, not just in your body, but in your spirit. And I want you to hear this clearly now. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are human, and you are still held by me. You have been stronger than you realize. You kept going when you could have stopped. You stayed faithful when it would have been easier to walk away. You continued to hope even when disappointment tried to settle in. That strength did not come from you alone. I was sustaining you every step of the way. When you felt like you were barely holding on, I was holding you. I am restoring you now. I am breathing new life into the places where discouragement tried to take root. I am reminding you that you are not doing this alone. You never have been. Even in moments when you felt isolated, I was closer than your next breath. My presence did not leave just because the answers didn't come quickly. You may have felt like you were running on empty, but hear me, what I pour into you does not run out. I renew strength in those who wait on me. I replace heaviness with peace. I trade anxiety for assurance. And I am doing that for you right now, even as you listen to these words. Let them settle into your spirit. Let them quiet your mind. I know you questioned whether you had enough faith, enough patience, enough endurance. But you did not need more strength. You needed reassurance. And here it is. You are still standing because I have upheld you. You are still believing because I have been faithful. You are still here because your story is not finished. Do not measure your progress by how tired you feel. Fatigue does not mean failure. Sometimes it simply means you have been faithful for a long time. And I see that faithfulness. I honor it. I am not disappointed in you. I am pleased with your perseverance. Let hope rise again in you. Not loud hope, not forced hope, but steady hope. The kind that anchors you even when emotions fluctuate. I am teaching you to draw strength from me, not from circumstances. To find confidence in my character, not in your control. You are not behind. You are not lacking. You are not about to miss what I have prepared. You are being strengthened for what is already unfolding. And as I strengthen you, I am also calming you. You do not need to worry. You do not need to strive. You can walk forward with confidence, knowing I am guiding each step. Rest in me, my child. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart unclench. I am renewing you from the inside out. What lies ahead requires a steady heart, not a hurried one. And I am shaping you perfectly for it. You are stronger than you think, because you are not strong alone. I am with you, and I will continue to carry you forward. My child, I want to seal your heart with my promise so you can move forward without fear. I do not begin things carelessly, and I do not abandon what I start. What I have set in motion in your life carries my authority, and that means it carries completion. You are not walking toward uncertainty, you are walking toward fulfillment. You may not see the full picture yet, but you do not need to. I see it clearly. I see the end from the beginning. I see how each step connects, how every season has prepared you, how even the painful moments were shaping you for what is ahead. Nothing has been wasted. Not one tear. Not one delay. Not one unanswered question. I promise you this, my timing will not fail you. I know you have waited longer than you expected. I know you wondered if the promise would still come, or if time had somehow changed my mind. But my word does not expire. When I speak, it remains alive. When I promise, I remain faithful. Time does not weaken what I have declared. You are learning patience not because I want to test you, but because patience protects you. It keeps your heart grounded while the promise unfolds. It keeps you aligned with me instead of running ahead. Trusting my timing is not passive, it is powerful. It anchors you while everything else shifts. I assure you that what is already started cannot be undone. No obstacle is greater than my will. No delay is strong enough to cancel my purpose. What I am doing in your life is secure, not fragile. You do not need to defend it. You do not need to force it. You only need to remain faithful and open. There will be moments when doubt tries to revisit you. Moments when the waiting feels long again. When that happens, return to this truth. My promises are not based on how you feel, but on who I am. And I do not change. I remain steady. I remain committed. I remain with you. I am teaching you to trust me not only for the outcome, but for the journey. To find peace not only in arrival, but in progress. Every step you take with me matters. Every small act of obedience matters. You are building something eternal with me, even if it feels ordinary right now. I promise to guide you. I promise to provide for you. I promise to strengthen you when you feel weak. I promise to correct you when you drift. I promise to comfort you when you are tired. And I promise to finish what I began in you. So let go of the fear that whispers, "What if it doesn't happen?" That voice does not come from me. Replace it with trust. Replace it with expectancy. Replace it with peace. You are not waiting for me to act. I am already at work. Rest in this assurance, my child. You are safe in my hands. You are secure in my timing. And what I have promised you will come to pass, not because you forced it, but because I am faithful to my word. My child, now that you have heard me, this is the moment where faith becomes movement. Not hurried movement. Not anxious striving. But quiet, confident obedience. I am calling you to respond, not with fear, but with trust. This is where you stop only listening and begin aligning your heart with what I have already started. You do not need to do something dramatic to prove your faith. I am not asking you to change everything overnight. I am asking you to say yes in the small, intentional ways. Say yes when I prompt you to pray instead of panic. Say yes when I invite you to rest instead of rushing. Say yes when I nudge you to move forward even though you don't feel fully ready. Faith is not about feeling prepared. It is about being willing. This is your moment to let go of hesitation. You have spent enough time questioning whether you heard me correctly. You have replayed my words, searching for certainty. Now I am asking you to trust that I am leading you. When I speak, I also sustain. When I call, I also equip. You will not step into something I have not prepared you for. I want you to align your actions with belief. If you believe I am working, then live like someone who trusts me. Speak with hope. Make decisions with peace. Release control where you have been gripping too tightly. Obedience is not about perfection. It is about direction. And right now, I am guiding you forward. You may feel a mix of excitement and fear, and that is okay. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move with me anyway. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to be faithful. Each step you take with me builds momentum, even when it feels small. This is also the moment to pray differently. Not prayers filled with anxiety, but prayers rooted in trust. Thank me for what I am already doing, even if you can't see it yet. Speak life over your situation. Declare alignment instead of worry. When you pray in agreement with me, you position your heart to receive peace and clarity. I am activating you not for pressure, but for purpose. You are not being rushed. You are being invited. Invited to walk with me more intentionally. Invited to listen more closely. Invited to trust more deeply. This activation is about partnership. I work, and you respond. I lead, and you follow. Together, we move forward. Let go of the idea that you need to feel ready before you act. Readiness grows as you walk. Strength increases as you trust. Confidence builds as you obey. Do not wait for perfect conditions. This is the season where faith moves first and understanding follows. Take a breath. Settle your heart. You do not need to do everything at once. You only need to take the next step I am placing before you. And I will be with you in that step, just as I have been in every step before. This is your activation moment. Step forward with me. My child, come and rest with me now. Let everything you have heard settle gently into your heart. You do not need to carry tension into what comes next. You do not need to stay alert or braced for impact. I am not calling you into chaos. I am calling you into peace. What has already started does not require you to strive. It requires you to trust. Remember this message. I have not been silent. I have not been distant. I have been deliberate. The waiting did not weaken you. It refined you. The uncertainty did not confuse me. It prepared you. And the beginning you could not see has already taken root. You are not standing at the edge anymore. You are already in motion with me. Let your heart slow down. Let the questions quiet. You do not need all the answers tonight. You only need assurance, and I give that to you freely. I am with you. I am ahead of you. I am surrounding what concerns you. And I am faithful to complete what I have begun. You can sleep in peace. You can move forward without fear. You can hope again without guarding your heart. As we close, I speak peace over your mind and calm over your spirit. I speak clarity where there has been confusion and rest where there has been exhaustion. I remind you that your future is not fragile. It is held by me, and nothing that belongs to me is ever left unfinished. Now hear me, my child, because this moment matters beyond you. What you have received here is not meant to stop with you. I am using this message to reach others who feel forgotten, weary, and unsure. And I am inviting you into that work with me. This is my direct call to you. Partner with me now. When you support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or by giving through PayPal, you are pouring oil into a lamp that is lighting the way for countless souls. You are sowing seed into good soil. You are releasing living water to those who are dry. I see your obedience, and I bless it. The PayPal donation links are waiting for you in the video description, and the QR code is before you now. Do not delay what I am prompting. Move while your heart is open. Give now, and I will multiply what you release. I declare blessing over every giver. I speak peace into your home, strength into your body, clarity into your decisions, and provision into your future. What you give in faith, I return in ways only I can. And before you go, seal this moment. Like this message. Comment in agreement. Share it with 3 people who need this reassurance. Subscribe and hype this video, not for numbers, but as a declaration that you believe me when I say, this is already in motion. Rest now, my child. Walk forward in peace. What I have started will continue, and I will walk with you every step of the way.